Welcome back to Morning Glory. Just gone 9:30 on this Wednesday morning. JK till 10. One of the main news stories this morning was, I find this astonishingly bad. A High Court judge has ruled that asylum seekers can still be housed at Epping's Bell Hotel. I'll just cast your mind back. This was the hotel in Epping, very close to a senior secondary school. And a migrant who'd been in this country 4 days only left that hotel some months ago and sexually assaulted a young girl from the school. He was arrested and charged and probably told to stay because his traumatising lifestyle meant that he behaved in this way. But it caused the pink ladies to take to the streets, the mothers concerned about their daughter's health and safety, and the council, and I salute Epping Council, went to court and said, this needs closing. This is not right. This is a risk. The government said, no, that's not fair to migrants. Why did I do that voice? Anyway, the government went, we're prepared to put, or we want to put the rights of migrants ahead of the safety of young girls, and won an appeal, and overnight a High Court judge has ruled that asylum seekers can still be housed at that Bell Hotel in Epping. I mean, it's an absolutely appalling story. Let's go to Karen McIvor. So good to have her back, the branch secretary of Epping Forest Reform UK. Karen, I shudder to think, genuinely, right, and I've said this many times, what young girls and women in Epping think right now of a government that puts their safety second to the rights of men who might or might not be criminals coming into this country unvetted. It's beyond, to me, I can't even comprehend it, mate. I really can't.
No, it's awful. Good morning. Thank you for having me on. Yeah, I mean, it was disgusting yesterday. It's a shocker. It shouldn't have happened. But once again, the government let us down. We have been peacefully protesting since the beginning of July. We have conducted ourselves with complete dignity, trying to get this hotel closed. And yesterday, they've just shut us down again, like we don't exist. But, you know, we do exist, and we will continue to protest, and we will continue to try and get the hotel closed by whichever peaceful force that we can try and get it shut. I've invited the Prime Minister to come to see the hotel. I did invite Yvette Cooper, and I also invite the new Home Secretary. Come and see it for your own eyes. Come and see why we are giving up every Thursday and every Sunday to peacefully protest. We all have busy lives, but we are giving up our time to peacefully protest because it is wrong on every level. And once again, as you just said, it's full of undocumented men. We don't know who these people are, you know, and it's happening across the country. We see no leadership. We see no leadership from our government. We see no leadership from the local Conservatives that are running Epping at the moment. We're just left hanging. So we have to take things, you know, into our own control, which is why we peacefully protest and you know, shout as loud as we can. For things to change. It's scary, Jeremy. It's not right.
It is scary, and I want to ask you a couple of questions because you're there on the ground. And let me just reiterate what Karen just said. The people who lead this country have refused to go to Epping to see this problem. Now, what Starmer had got away with for months before that was to label anybody who dared to take to the streets and moan about migrants as far right. And I remember watching your story evolve. Pink ladies doing their bit, just protecting their kids. Oh, lo and behold, that's the first rule of being a parent. What do you say to the people who say, Karen McIvor, all the women and all the protesters down there are far right, they've got an agenda against those poor migrants? What do you say to that?
I say come and meet us and see that we're not. We're hard-working women. We're mothers, grandmothers, sisters, aunties. We are there to protect our children. Many times I say women are the backbone of this country, and we are. And when we stand together and when we speak out, you know, we have to be listened to. I have great connections with the school. My children both went there as parent governor. And it's a wonderful school and a wonderful community. And the fact that the Prime Minister you know, he needs to lead his people. He needs to do a press conference. He needs to tell people what is going on. Every day we see hundreds. I think on Saturday or Friday it was 1,000 that came over. You know, these undocumented men pushing in the queue to come in this country illegally. You know, speak to us. Speak to your country. Tell your country what your plan is. But, you know, they don't have one, Jeremy. That's why it's not happening. So we are left to protest in individual communities. Mine happens to be Epping. and we are protesting and shouting as loud as we can, peacefully. And when I say peacefully, I mean trouble-free. You know, please listen to us. Don't ignore us. We are your people. You need to be listening to us.
One other thing, whenever we see footage, and there's some, Karen, now playing, we see counter-protesters. And one of the rules of, not rules of broadcasting, but you want to look at both sides. Explain to me, maybe this sounds cynical, the counter-protest, the ones who call you racist or disrespectful to migrants, have any of them ever had a child? What would happen if you said to one of those unwashed zealots, if you said, hold on a second, if you had a 14, 15-year-old daughter, you idiot, who had been sexually assaulted by an unvetted migrant in a hotel next to a school, would your opinion change? Because whenever I see these idiots interviewed, they say, oh, we should house them, and somebody says, well, would you like one in, would you like to take it? No, I can't. That doesn't work. It's like this bloody, people tell me the Greens are on the march. The people who believe that should discover this morning that the deputy leader of the Green Party, Rachel Millwall, who goes on and on and on about asylum seekers and their rights with that idiot Zelensky, is also at the head of a complaint about 600 asylum seekers being housed in her local housing area in East Sussex. She says, on the one hand publicly, refugees are welcome, just not where I bloody well live. That's what does my head in about these people, Karen. Really does.
They're hypocrites, and the double standards is shocking, and they think that we're just going to put up with it. We're not. We are British people. We help everybody. We are kind-hearted, good people, and we help everybody. But right now, we need help. Our situation isn't right. It's incorrect. And daily, the numbers are growing. Where are all these people going to go? You know, we don't have enough for our own people, and there's wonderful people waiting in the queue to come to our country legally. So, you know, where are all these people going to go? And when is it going to stop? You know, talk to us, tell us your plan. But they haven't got a plan, Jeremy. That's why they don't talk to us. They just hide. They're sheltered in their Westminster bubble. They're not on the ground with real people seeing what's going on. I canvass every single weekend in my community, and I talk to people. And you know, people are really, really, really so concerned with what's going on in our country at the moment. And we don't see, we don't see any beacon. The only hope that people have at the moment is a change of government, and you know, a reform government is the hope that a lot of people have at the moment. And let's have a fingers crossed that Nigel Farage gets in to lead our country and, you know, start repairing the mess that has been made by the last two governments.
You know, for me, Talk was set up as the you know, common sense station, and common sense tells me we will continue to stand with you on this. I think it's extraordinary that a democratically elected government can publicly admit that they put in front of the safety of young girls and women the rights of unvetted migrants. It's an outrage. Karen, keep the fight going. Thank you so much indeed. Karen McIvor, branch secretary in Epping Forest, where overnight we discover a judge, another faceless human rights idiot, I imagine, says that asylum seekers can be based at Epping's Bell Hotel. That's fine. Unbelievable.